Hello, 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 and welcome everybody to Legends Series. Thanks so much for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. I'm Squid CS, and we are here for this beautiful Thursday night. It's a beautiful Legends Series Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us once again. Let's see what we've got in store tonight. Just the one best of two. Playing Ducks versus EPG. That's what's on tap, and it's on your screen right now. This is that's Tuesday's bracket, and this is today. Team Spirit versus Pride. That did unfortunately get cancelled, so we'll be bringing you both those teams in the following weeks. But the one everybody's here for, EPG versus Playing Ducks. Thanks for joining us. And over the next 2 weeks, we've got a bunch more matches coming as well. Obviously, starting with this double fixture today, then Tricked versus Epsilon. That's coming on Tuesday at 7 o'clock CET, so make sure you're there for that one. Copsacker versus Pride is also coming up on that Tuesday, and then next Thursday, same time, same place, it's Namassier versus Team Pride with QB Fire Spirit coming just before. That's meant to be a brilliant best of two. Looking like we've got some great matches coming up. But let's recap on what we've already done with our leaderboard. Let's see where everybody stands. Everybody apart from EPG have already played. Obviously, Nexus right at the top. They've been sat there with 2 matches played nonetheless, so they're right at the top there. QB Fire, though, the best team with only the 1 match played. 15-13 legend points. Beautiful there. Namassier taking that 3rd place in Tricked, taking 4th with 1505. Those 4 right now are set up to make our offline finals. And right at the bottom, Playing Ducks, Pride, Epsilon, bad starts for them, but they'll have chances to make it up over the next couple of weeks. Since everybody plays everybody, we've got it all to play for. We're talking about legend points, but if you're new here, here's an explainer to see what it all means. Hey Tony, can you hear me?
CSGO Legends Series is back and revamped with a brand new system never before seen in competitive esports. ELC Gaming is unveiling a brand new unique point system which takes a wide range of win conditions into account. From rank of opponent played, strength on T and CT side, and variety of maps played will all influence points accumulated. Teams earn cash every time they play, with rewards given, win or lose. All matches will be broadcast twice per week, live, from the ELC Hamburg studios, home of big betting. An all-exclusive, all-inclusive $25,000 prize pool Legends Cup awaits, where the 2 European champions will face off against a team from the US and a team from China. Join us March 6th for our first episode. This is where legends are born. Welcome to Legends Series. Go to elcgaming.com for more information.
Thank you very much. But first, we've got a best of 2 to play between Playing Ducks and EPG, a German affair versus the CIS powerhouse. And to take us through the action, it's obviously me, I'm Squid. I'm joined by Dinko. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's good to be here again. Obviously, I was there for the opening day. A few technical issues in the mic, but hopefully we'll be okay for today. It's going to be obviously a good game between Playing Ducks and EPG. I'd say EPG coming into this one are going to be the stronger team, but I'll be looking forward to seeing how they play out later.
Yeah, so no Robot Dinko today. We could spam the robots in the chat a couple of times regardless, but obviously EPG, I think they are the favourites coming into this one, aren't they?
Yeah, they're definitely the favourites coming into this one. They've got sort of the star players in there as well. They got that England leader with the experience, obviously Hooch as well. So yeah, I think EPG are going to be sort of the favourites in this best of two here. But playing Ducks, they're a team that may be able to take a map there. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to wait and see if that does unfold.
Yeah, and just for some insider information, because we like to keep everybody up to date, Hooch, he's currently at WESG. He's going to be replaced by Flamey. So he, somebody with a lot of firepower, a lot of brain, is also going to be replaced by somebody with a hell of a lot of firepower and a lot of brain there. Obviously, Flamey was supposed to be WESG, but he's playing all of EPG's affairs instead of Hooch, who is currently in China. He's on your screen now. One of the better players on the team, definitely bring a star level of composure and veteran experience to this lineup.
That switches the tables completely at this point. When you have a player in your team such as Flamey, that's gonna spell hellfire for playing Ducks. You've seen that man just go ham at some of the recent tournaments, so he's definitely finding a lot more form lately, which is good to see. So yeah, I feel like EPG are gonna take this one pretty convincingly now.
Yeah, somebody on the playing Ducks side who hasn't been too short on firepower is Dominic. He got 40 kills in the first 2 maps of the series. Not actually enough to take the win, to take them over the edge, but he is one of the players on playing Ducks with a bit more experience, maybe that Hooch level of experience. Obviously, he hasn't played at the top of the scene, and I played with Hooch before, and he is definitely he's something else. He completely has a level of concentration, a level of focus that I don't think many players have at this level.
Yeah, and he also seems like a really nice guy, like a really genuine nice guy. Every interview you see of him, he just seems to be a really nice guy. He's got to keep the spirits up with the team, obviously keep them in the good mindset as well. So it's good to always have a player like that. But when you're bringing in Flamey into the roster, that is going to shake things up a little bit more. It's going to be a lot looser, I'd say, and a lot more based on the firepower, really.
Yeah, Flamey is really one of the best CIS players in history at this point. His ability to just hit fast headshots with the AK-47 time after time might set him apart from any other player here today. Do you think that having him in the team is going to benefit them? Because obviously EPG is standardly quite a tactical team. Somebody like Flamey coming into the roster, though, giving them that star level of power and firepower. Do you reckon that it's going to be a positive or negative? I guess you can kind of see both sides.
Yeah, I can see both sides, definitely. It shakes up the team a little bit more, makes them a bit more unpredictable, perhaps. But then again, they might not feel as comfortable playing that loose style. But I feel you'll get a bit of a mental boost going into this one, especially having a player like Flamey. And you're the heavy overdog in this situation. You're the heavy favourite. So getting Flamey on your roster, that's going to help you even more. He's a legend of the CIS scene at this point, plays on Navi, one of the, if not the best team in the CIS region. So when you have that player in there that really puts fear into the playing Duck side and really builds that confidence up on EPG, but then again, obviously not being able to play their tactical style that they're used to playing, that could actually hurt them a little bit. We'll really just have to see which EPG shows up today.
We saw what sort of Flamey showed up to the major, obviously dominating QB Fire, at least in that quarterfinal matchup. We see what he does against lower ranked opposition quite a bit of the time. Flamey is certainly something to marvel at. On the playing Ducks side, obviously Dominic's going to be joined by Zenny today. Zenny is somebody who had a pretty decent start to Legend Series. You can see him on your screen there. A slightly lower rating. Obviously, a lot of the time that playing Ducks get put on HLTV. A lot of their matches aren't actually on HLTV since they play a lot of the lower leagues. But obviously, when they do get on HLTV, they're playing against high-ranked opposition, so he can't really farm that rating.
Yeah, that's also true. You have some unknown entities in there, but generally when your games are on HLTV, though, you're playing against a tougher opponent, right? And you'll be having more experience playing at a better level and becoming a little bit more sort of experienced playing some better teams, which really does help your playing style. Whereas if you're playing smaller teams that aren't as experienced or as refined, you're gonna let some mistakes creep in that may work against those teams, but just plain not work against some of the better teams out there.
Yeah, and obviously EPG being the favourites today. If you have to give us a quick prediction, what would you say?
With EPG, I think they're gonna go and take it 16-10 and 16-9 in map number 1 and 2. I'll just throw in some predictions in there, some wild ones.
Obviously, Playing Ducks haven't had the best start as well. A 16-8 against Namassier and a 16-10 against Namassier. So those are sort of averagely dominant scorelines when you're not really getting to double digits or you're just scraping double digits. That's not a very convincing loss at all. Namassier seem to be in control of both of those series. They're on Mirage and Cash as well, which are right at the top of EPG's map pool. I think with a stand-in, sometimes that throws the map pool off tilter a little bit. But today, when you're beasting teams on a map that Playing Ducks have already said that, oh, we'll play these maps, that kind of has to throw a bit of fear into your heart.
Yeah, that definitely will. And obviously we've seen with Esports even in that qualifier for CS Summit 2 when Flamey stood in for the team. Not Flamey, sorry, Simple stood in for the team. We've seen how just one player can affect it, the way the team plays. They play a lot more loose, a lot more heavy, and some of the stars actually just start to play whatever the way they want. And because they're generally better players individually, they can just start to rain hellfire on the opponents. So it really comes down to Playing Ducks coming to this one with a good mindset, being able to set up and deal with some of the individuals and try and shut them down and just work as a cohesive team.
Well, this series is obviously coming up very, very shortly, but we're going to throw over to Reddit. We want to have a little look at the week's news. And Dinko, you were here on our first ever episode, weren't you? So we did do this in our first episode, but since then, the head of content, pretty much everybody said, we're going to turn this into a segment. So let's look at Reddit. Let's look at exactly what's going on. So fire it up. We're ready to go. You can give yourself aimbot with SV cheats. I think this is probably a troll. By using... Oh, it is a troll. Right, we're not going to show you any of the trolls. I just want to show you at home top quality content. That's what I'm about. Top quality content. Apex, sing my profile. Top quality content right there. Top quality content. We're bringing... Yeah, look at that crosshair as well. Apex is a madman.
That's used for nade lineups, though.
It's not. Is it? He's not. He's just bugging. He's just messing about. He's singing Titanic music.
Yeah. In this case, I don't think there's any tactical reason behind this.
Yeah. Is that allowed? Do you reckon that that's allowed to put your crosshair all the way up your screen? I guess there's no rules against that.
Yeah, I've seen some pro players configs with it, and there's a bind you can just hit, and if you hold it down, it makes your crosshair massive, so you can actually be able to line up nades, etc.
My bow tie's falling to pieces. People are saying fix it.
No.
I can't fix it now. I'll fix it when I'm off camera, fellas. My bow tie's falling off. Let's find out what's going on.
Segment. Jamie fixes his tie.
Jamie fixes his bow tie. Man, we're pulling it. We're pulling it all out. By the Numbers is back on Reddit. I like to see that. That's a great show. I might watch that later today. Team Russia just beat Envious 16-0 on Train with a 27-3. I didn't read that right. Look at that. Rating 2.47 rating for Electronic. This is the Electronic that we want to see. I think that Electronic's a pretty good talking point because Electronic, somebody who got elevated to Na'Vi, had such a run last year on a couple of different CIS teams, most notably being Flipside, being one of the star players of the CIS scene, then getting picked up by Na'Vi. He hasn't really shown much potential or avail on that team, has he?
No, he's been rather disappointing, really. But when you're in a team that has Simple, Flamey in the mix, it's kind of hard to really shine through in those sort of situations because someone has to play that support role, right? Someone has to do the dirty work. And unfortunately, when Flamey and Simple are playing at a good level, it's kind of, all right, you're the new guy. You're learning how to play as a teammate. And I feel like that's pretty good for him as well because he gets to learn how sort of a team works in a way that he probably wouldn't have in Flipside. So when he gets to sort of come out of that star role a little bit, maybe feel his way through a team and then start to peak his own potential and maybe rise to the top of Na'Vi and be up there with Simple and maybe overtake Flamey in that sort of second fragger sort of role.
Let's see what happens. Fnatic chose to replace Golden before Star Ladder. What do you think about this move? Obviously, Exist being said to come into the new Fnatic roster. They had a great run at Star Ladder, making it, winning the whole tournament in not dominant fashion, but just super a level of... and by before Star Ladder, they won Katowice just after. That was an incredible run for Fnatic. I think that they've had a quite good couple of months, making a major semi-final as well. What do you think about this move, bringing Existence back into Fnatic?
It's a bit of a weird one for me. I feel because all the interviews and stuff, Flusher was talking about how he's leading the team very well, and JW was also saying this sort of stuff. So it's quite a surprise to me that they are bringing in Exist. But again, I feel right now, Golden was going to be a very good prospect if they kept him in the roster. Yes, he's had a few bad tournaments. I think Exist is overall going to be the more consistent player, but I feel like things were okay with Golden in the roster, and I think this is just you have a player that like exists in the market, and that's not going to be around for long, so you pick him up as quick as possible. And I feel like maybe this plan had come before Katowice even started, and once it's all been finalized, they can't really go back on that, can they, really?
Yeah, and obviously, I think that this is one of the things... Oh, that was quite a meaty headshot. Wow. I'm just browsing through Reddit as well as we're talking. But I think that that's one of the things that NIP were commonly very... criticized over, were their lack of wanting to make a roster change and lack of actually moving forward. When Crimson Olaf were on the market, they stuck with their core 5, including Flaflaran, back in the day. I don't think that Fnatic want to make that mistake. I think that they want to constantly revamp the lineup. But I kind of disagree. I want to see the Fnatic boys back together. The best moment in CSGO was when the Fnatic 5 got back together. The JW, Dennis as well, not Pronax, Crims, Olaf, and Flusher. Those 5 got back together after their hiatus, a God-sent Fnatic split, and I was like, this is the start of something good, but never happened. Right, let's see what else is on Reddit. Apex new crosshair meta. Look at this guy. Oh! Apex is so mad. Apex is a living meme. Apex is what this section of the show is all about. Christ, I don't think we can do this anymore. Reddit off. Let's get rid of Reddit. No, none of that. I don't think we should be doing that anymore. Apex is definitely what that part of the show is all about, right?
Yeah, definitely. You should just rename it Apex mode or something.
Apex mode. I think my bow tie's got a mind of its own today, hasn't it? I put a bow tie on last broadcast, and it was fine. But this one's going all over the place. It's fine. It's fine. Chill out. What's Twitch chat saying? Pat. I can't actually pronounce his name, but Pat Jej, our admin, put some hearts in the chat. Thanks very much. There's some hearts back. Hi, I'm Foxy. Thanks very much for joining us today. I'm Devils as well. He's joining us. Thanks very much. If you're wanting to ask a question, get it in the Twitch chat. I think it's over there. And we'll be answering your questions throughout. If you have to give a prediction for this one, you've got to give us some score lines. We haven't actually been given the veto just yet. And I think that we're about 10 minutes off this game, by the way. Give me a quick prediction, Denko.
So I'm going to go 2-0 EPG. First map, 16. We'll go with 9, 16-9. Second map, 16-11. There we go.
16-9, 16-11. So pretty easy, half-handed victories there. Obviously, they're using Flamey as a stand-in today. I think I got that news out first. Pretty good, right? That's investigative journalism.
I mean, it is on HLTV.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. It's on the match page, but I just didn't notice it. So, yeah, you're first to me, at least.
I noticed it. They messaged me this morning saying, we're going to use Flamey tonight. Wow. Using a big player. That's a big stand-in.
Yeah, that's a huge
I'm talking about his
right
skill right there. We're talking about his skill when we say big and huge.
All right. Oh no.
Either
Back
way,
in the cage, Jimmy.
yeah, put the comments away. Get them back. Get them back. Get them out of this broadcast. Obviously, if we have a look at what's coming up over the next week, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but our match day, we've got a couple of good games coming along. We've got obviously the 2 today that we were supposed to be looking at. Let's see that match page. Let's see that match day. We've got the EPG playing Ducks. We've got the Spirit Team Pride. It didn't happen, won't happen, never going to happen. And then if you have a look over the next week as well, Tricked Esport, Epsilon. That's going to be a decent game. The first time that we've seen Epsilon actually play some Counter-Strike live on the main stage. Trick, they're joining us for that one. Kopsaka versus Pride being the second game next Tuesday. So both of them go ahead. It's that German underdog team that lots of people have been talking about, ranting and raving about. Heats, the #1 play of last week. Of those 5 plays, and obviously talking of those 5 plays, we can take you through that right now. Let's have a little look what happened here last week on Legend Series. So.
Free to talk.
We're on the... Yeah, we can talk.
Do you have the IP?
And we're back onto the B site for them 4 to do it with as well. 1 bullet will finish off Destiny as he taps the numbers into those bombs, slams them in. One is lurking on through against the Deagle. Destiny really just wants him to slow peek into this hand cannon, and he isn't going to do it. He's going to peek a lot faster, and they're going to go for the instant smoke defuse. There's a Molotov as well to count Marcus out, and he's going to burn alive. Takes a headshot for it. But IME going to stay on that bomb. Oh! Vopa's going to find him as well. There's the Molotov raining through again. A double without even seeing anybody with the smoke deployed. He's going to be able to get the bomb diffused just in time. Lots of damage, lots of death, lots of fire.
Doesn't matter, he'll go down. Not quick enough to react, and now Destiny there with a follow-up. That's the double stack I was talking about. And this is an amazing haul for a Pompa. Look at that kill from Destiny, and now it's only Zello. 1 versus 4 has it all to do, and I don't think he's going to be able to do so as Destiny puts an end to him. 3 kills for Destiny, and an 11th round for Pompa.
He's bolstered on the fact of getting an eco Zello going from Mad Spray down. There's 3! The fire finishes off the 3rd, and there's the 4th as well. Zello starting off Legend Series in style. Marcos, he's all alone. AWP in hand, he's gonna have to fall back. Difficult one. This might be game, set, and match unless Marcus can go huge. It's been a big player so far, but M3 with S in his hand, and he has to rotate around. Bomb already ticking down. You don't know where he is. He has to step past his defense, and he might find a fast frag. He does onto Zello. Oh, there's a second as well. Looks for him. It's pistols out, but Marcus needs to look left and right if he wants to finish this one off. And maybe take them until overtime. BTN's going to be the next to fall. It's just Jackson London, he finds it! What the hell was that from Marcus? He's going to get the defuse, get the frags, get the round. He's starting us off in style. Kopsaka, oh, this is another angle they're not checking it. Zello from above, they're going to finally neutralise him. It's Heats with 2 and 3! Heats finally coming alive. There are the headshots, and he finally taps the numbers into this bomb with 50 seconds left. He's got plenty of time. The Molotov's useless, and they're going to try and pile drive into this bomb site, but if Heat has anything to say about it, he's going to finish him off! There's 4! Almost finishing off the job as well. Heat's going absolutely massive on the A site, and it's down to Whitson with the Deagle. What can he do? Spots out the golden barrel, tags him up, but it's all Heats. He's the man of the moment. That's why we're making videos about him. It's Heats. Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Legend Series studio here at ELC Gaming in Hamburg. We're almost ready to go live into this first match of the day between Playing Ducks and EPG, a German CIS affair. EPG are going to be using Flamey as a stand-in today. I'm Squid CS, thanks very much for joining us. I'm joined by Dinko on the desk to bring you through all the action. Or maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I am.
I'm here. We're all good. Yeah.
I jumped the gun with that one. I gave him like 0.1 second to respond. I was like, no, Irish internet, he's gone.
Yeah, I was just dying in a drink. Oh. Anyway,
probably a beer, knowing you Irish people.
Stereotypes, casual stereotypes.
Casual.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to get back into the action. I mean, I haven't got access to the server just yet, but I'm assuming that Flamey will be popping some heads very shortly. But yeah, it should be a good one. I mean, there's some unknown quantities over at the Plain Duck side that'll be interesting to see going up against some of the superstars. Well, mainly Flamey. Lion is obviously a player as well that stepped up for his team a lot of the time as well. So he's a player to keep an eye on as well coming into this best of 2 game.
Yeah, Elian is someone who we've got a couple of stats prepared for. He's one of the better players on this CIS side, racking up a lot of the numbers, and hopefully he's going to go big today. But they're just launching into the server right here, right now. It's Playing Ducks versus EPG, and I'm looking forward to this one. Flame is in the server. He's got his Na'Vi tag on. He is ready to strut his stuff, starting on Train as well, which is a map that Na'Vi are quite famous for, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very much so the older edition of Navi, which I guess is kind of how it is now. They're really slow T sides. Their methodical way of clearing things really started off Navi's sort of tenure on that map, and it's obviously still a good map for them. So let's see how Flamey does perform on that. I think he's good on every map, though, right?
Yeah, and especially on Train, something to talk about when we're alluding to Flamer's Train is he's the B-site player. He can be put as a solo player stuck on that B site and let 4 of the EPG members play the A site, and that kind of negates the negatives that they have regarding teamwork, because they don't have to communicate with each other as much. They don't have to go as much as, hey, Flamey, right, they're A. A couple of people die, he goes a rotation over, and he can hold down that B site. Let's have a look at the game. We're live in the knife round. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm still not on the server, so we'll be...
Oh, you're not?
No.
Do you have the Go TV?
Nope.
It's in Discord. It's in Discord.
I'll be grabbing that now then.
It's in the cast alive. We've got it.
Got it.
This is it. No problems. No need to worry. Alien's AFK, so I think we jumped the gun. Oh no, we're back. Oh, no. He's go. Let's go, everybody. We're going to start this live round.
Happened last time as well.
Man, Alien. Get yourself on the server, fella. Him, Flamey. EPG going to be able to find that knife round. They'll be able to start on this CT side, which on Train is commonly quite important, especially since I'm expecting their T side to be kind of weak with a stand-in here today. Their executes aren't going to be as pinpoint and structured as they normally are. And maybe that could be a bit of a problem for them. Right live into this knife round. They have funds in chat. Let's watch out for Flamey on this pistol, because they seem to be wanting a piece of this action. Oh no, it's right down towards this A site, and they are playing a very B-orientated defense with 3 players over towards this side of the map. Flamey getting up close and personal. Zarin's right here, and oh, Flamey absolutely executes him. There's a quick headshot. He's right back down onto this B site where everybody gets annihilated. It's Flamey with 2. Everybody else chipping in as well as EPG take that pistol.
And already Flamey just showing his dominance here, just walking up ramp up towards upper B, finds that opening kill, and then the rest is history really. EPG able to take that one very cleanly indeed. Playing Ducks are going to invest into this one with pistols and armor, of course. Not getting that bomb plant into the pistol round does affect them, makes them force bind to this one and try to give themselves a slither of a chance of doing some damage into this round. But EPG, look how many rifles they've got here. 3 in the bag for them. Elian carrying over the scout and the MP9 on Zomap. But
Still 3 though, as Zarin is closing in with the CEZ. These pistols doing work, but Flame is going to be able to mow them down. Oh my lord, he lines them up! Flamey! That's a quad kill for him. And he's got the pistol out. He wants an ace already. We said he might cause a splash in this server, but this is an absolute explosion, round 2. This is
bombs away
splash.
already. Yeah. It's like when you do those cannonballs into the swimming pool.
When I do the cannonball because I'm fat. I'm too fat for this shirt. I make a
Yeah, when
huge
I do it, it's
splash.
just like a pencil drop. It's like a little slither. Fleski's going to be pretty scared, though. He's got 3 players looking very hungry for this kill, especially Flamey. Will be wanting to put that final piece of the puzzle together to get themselves that ace. And Fleski now making his way over towards Ivy, trying to find at least something into the round. If he can pick up one more kill, perhaps, take one of the rifles out of the hands of EPG, that's at least something. But Zoma spots him out, and now the Sharks will be circling his position. Flashbang over the top, CZ to take one. Zoma goes down. Falls back inside of the server now, trying to take a little bit more of a fight here, but he will go down as YR will seal the deal. 2-0 EPG. What an opening from Flamey.
Yeah, he's 6-0 already after a decent pistol round, a great second follow-up, and they could have lost that round without that great performance. Obviously, the Deagle chipping in at the start, then the CZ following up and picking up the pieces, Flamey going huge, and he's one of 2 players with M4s as everybody else elects to go for the MP9s.
I don't think Playing Ducks will be able to find much into this round because, of course, they've got a few Glocks to work with. A PT-50 here and a Deagle on Wisdom and Fleski. And Wisdom showed us a little bit of prominence with that Deagle into the last round. Was able to pick up that opening. Unluckily for his team, nothing else was fine off the back of it. They're going to be shaping up to hit towards B. And it's interesting, Flamey isn't here, so APT are just putting him where Hooch would play, I'm assuming. Alien and Zoma are going to be spraying through. Zoma finds 2. T-side, they've actually got their way down onto the bomb site. They might be able to secure themselves this bomb plant. That's $800 in the bank. And a little free round for EPG there. A nice little bomb plant to get for Playing Ducks. They get a kill as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want if you're the German side. Obviously, getting that money in the bank is all too important before your opening buy. You can see they're on that 5,000, those mid 5Ks, which means that they're going to be able to get out all the utility that they could wish for. Commonly, a T side is pretty light on this 4th round when you don't go for those initial buys, when you don't get any actual bomb plants. But you can see they've got everything that they could wish for here. And Dominic's going to pop out this opening flash with EPG going very aggressive, maybe feeling like they want to take a couple of unnecessary advantages. Could be cause for unforced error. Is YR's able to find 2 over towards the other side of the map. Playing Ducks seem to want this B site.
Yeah, that's kind of something EPG need to look out for. They can't be getting overzealous. You really need to just consider that Playing Ducks are a team. You can't really just do whatever you like against them. Of course, you may have sort of the advantages in skill, but Playing Ducks will be able to pick up those kills. But it's Flamey. Oh my goodness, making it look so easy. Takes 2 kills, and now it's only Wisdom. He does get himself 1, but shut down by YR, and that is the round. EPG 4-0. And Playing Ducks, they find a little bit of success towards B, but nothing really to write home about.
Yeah, one of the reasons why that push could have been advantageous for the EPG side was they only had the MP9s on those 2 players. They wanted to level out the playing field slightly, knowing that Playing Ducks would be going for AKs in that round in particular. But now they're on rifles all round. This is where EPG becomes scary, and you can see a couple of players aren't really dying. YR, 0 deaths. Flamey and Zoma, only 1 death each. And you can see what that's doing to their bank. Zetrum taking an early spray down. And EPG just going to spread out a default layout here.
EPG have taken a little bit of damage on board, of course, on the Zoma early on. That shouldn't cause too much worry as that flashbang towards Wisdom. He's going to get pushed. Flamey goes down, and Wisdom's able to pick up that opening kill for Playing Ducks. They desperately need that as well. They need to find any advantage possible into this, because right now EPG are in the driving seat, and there goes a double. Alien steps up. When Flamey falls, Alien's there, and he's now looking towards Pop Dog. 2 more kills to find on that side of the map. 1 towards main. And already, Squid, this is looking very dire for Playing Ducks. Unable to find too much success at all.